guys, welcome back. I asked you over on my community board what video y'all wanted to see this week, and the one with the highest vote was 9 to 10 month essentials. Reece is 11 months, he just turned 11 months, and we have tackled the 9 to 10 month stage, and I have all the essentials I think you should get for your little one. Let's jump right into it. Once Reece turned 9 months old, I think we really started to see a shift in just how active he is. He is a crawling machine, he can pull himself along the edges. We're really trying to encourage him to start walking, but he can climb and be crazy, and that really was evident in the 9 to 10 months. And so my number one essential is a Pickler. Now I know that these can sometimes get a bit pricey, but I really do feel like they are a good investment. Reece had actually been gifted a Pickler for Christmas. It was our big Christmas gift to him, and then his auntie Becca, my sister, gifted him the ramp combo that goes onto it, and he loves this thing. Like, it is so fun to just be able to see him, how he progresses over going up and down, and how he really has improved on his balance and his coordination since using it. Sometimes we'll throw a blanket over it as well and make it into a fort, and there's just a lot of different options that you can use it for. But I highly recommend to burn some energy and get them really tired and ready for nap time to think about getting a Pickler. Ours folds up. I'll link the one that we have specifically because we have a shared play space, and so it's awesome to just tuck it away when we don't want it out and to easily unfold it when we do. So think about getting a Pickler. My next essential, and this is something where I think you can go two ways with it, is a nugget couch. Now hear me out. I do not have a nugget couch. It just, one, it's a little bit pricier, and two, it wouldn't fit well in our playroom living room combo. So if you have the space and you want to pay the price for it, I think a nugget couch is a super awesome way to kind of get your child to burn some energy and to practice their crawling and their climbing and their balancing. So think about getting a nugget, but for us, we kind of do a poor man's nugget, and we will literally just take the couch cushions off of our sectional, and Reece has so much fun climbing on the pillows. We use the cushions to make like ramps so he can get up and down, but they're also on the ground, so if he was to like fall off the couch, he would land right on the actual cushions themselves. So I highly encourage you to think about some sort of a solution to being able to give your child just a way to burn their energy, because it seems like once he hit 9 months old, he was like, I'm on the move, I'm not slowing down for anything, I need to get this energy out. And my sister actually came up with the idea to just pull a bunch of cushions off, and it is like our go-to. We do it pretty much every single day at this point, and it's very easy to clean up because you just throw them back on the couch, put your pillows down, and you're done, and it's just a really, really awesome option. My next essential is to get some books, and make sure you are getting board books. We recently did a Valentine's Day basket for Reece, and he is very into books. We keep them on his bookshelf, and I rotate them, and one of them had like the pop-ups, and because it was Valentine's Day theme, I didn't really think that he was gonna like go crazy and rip it, and that was just my poor thinking process, I think, and he did. And so if you were going to be putting books out, which I highly recommend you do, just don't get the ones that have the pop-ups yet because they're just way too aggressive and they don't know how to be gentle. Just get the nice hard board books that are way more difficult to destroy. But Reece will actually go to his bookshelf, like if he's just doing independent play, he will go to get his books and he'll flip through the pages and he'll look at them. So it's something that not necessarily I need to do with him. I do read to him, of course, but it is something that he is able to do himself, and he has really shown an interest in looking at the pictures, taking his time with them, and not actually just chewing on them all the time. So think about getting some books and a bookcase. Our bookcase is actually a magazine rack that we got from really cheap off of Amazon, so I'll link that for you as well. Something else you will discover, or at least Reece has done for us, is when he became a little bit older and we feed him in the high chair now, and he's not just eating purees, we do a lot of baby-led weaning as well. That boy, for some reason, loves to throw things. I don't know if it's just him or what it is, but he will throw the sippy cup when he's done with it. He will throw the food off the edge of the high chair, and I don't really know how do you stop that behavior or correct that behavior. So if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments because it's an issue that we're having. But I really kind of got tired of him chucking the sippy cup every time that he was done with it. So I actually just got some like attachments that you can wrap around and hook onto the high chair. So when he does throw it overboard, it doesn't go crashing to the ground. It's just on a little string hanging there and you can put it back up or not. I use these strings all the time in previous videos too. I attach them to the baby carrier, to the stroller. They're really, really versatile, but they work amazing for saving the sippy cups because ours are a little bit more expensive and I would like them to last, and he is a boy and rough and tough on those sippy cups. So think about getting the attachments. Something that Reece is working on but hasn't fully mastered is how to use a fork and a spoon. I'm not sure exactly developmentally when they're supposed to be able to, but we always had like the little spoons that we would use to feed him with, and it was just kind of hard for him to grab onto those spoons. And so my dad was like, why don't you get like the little loop spoons that we had for you when you were a baby? So I went on Amazon. I love Amazon, and I went to Itsy Ritsy and I ordered some, and it's a little spoon that has the option to hold on to it, and there's a little fork that comes with it. And while he doesn't get it perfectly with the idea and the concept of scooping the food to put it in, I do see him holding the fork more and playing with it more, so I think that that will work out better as opposed to when I would just put the standard spoon for him, he wouldn't even touch it. So think about just getting some forks and spoons that are easy for your baby to hold. That way they can continue to practice on how to use it as they continue to get older. And because he is throwing the food constantly, and Dakota would like laugh at me because I like things to be somewhat clean, I'm after dinner and wiping him off, and then I'm on my hands and knees picking up all the food that's everywhere, and then it doesn't wipe up well because it's wet, and it doesn't go well. So I ended up going and getting like a little a giant placemat essentially, but it goes right under the high chair, and that way you can just wheel the high chair away when he's done eating, pick up the mat and just put it back into the garbage. It saves so much time and frustration of having to clean it, and I feel like I'm more apt to allow him to baby-led wean how he sees fit as opposed to constantly like trying to clean up as he's going. And so while it's definitely not something I feel like everybody is gonna go ahead and get because maybe people think that that's just extra, for my convenience factor of not having to clean the floor, as difficult as that was with looking for each piece because now it's on a big square, I think it's a really good recommendation, and you should look into getting it too when you start to get frustrated with food just being thrown everywhere. For Christmas, we also had gotten him a little wooden walker. Again, we are trying to encourage him to walk. He will take like a step or two and then bends down. I just think because he's so quick with his crawling now that he's like not seeing the motivation to start walking. Again, if you know how to promote that walking stage, let me know. But we did get him a walker, and he really loves putting things in there, pushing it side to side, even if he's not fully standing yet, but definitely just getting familiar with the walker. It is not one that he sits in, it's just a push one, and it'll be something that he can continue to use as he grows. So think about getting a walker, that way it's just there and at their disposal when they do show an interest in starting to pull up from their crawling and hold on to the edge and eventually start walking. I recommend you get some sort of a block set, so Legos or something along the lines. My sister got him like a giant like Crayola crayon that's like the storage container, and inside is like Lego blocks. I forget the brand, but Reece really, really likes those. He doesn't really spend time building and putting the pieces together. Again, he's not even a year old, but it is his go-to. Like when we go down into the living room for play, he almost always rips open his crayon and throws the blocks everywhere. And I will see him looking at the different colors of blocks and putting them in his mouth and just exploring them. So I think it's a really good toy that will work long into their toddler years, because what kid doesn't like blocks? But it'll be something too where it's good for color recognition, shapes, and things like that too. Something else that I think is funny is Reece has really started to show an interest in a baby doll. And what I mean by that is I have like my two childhood dolls that were in Reece's closet that I didn't plan to give to him until he got a little bit older. But when my nieces come over, the first thing I do is run upstairs and get the baby dolls and ask if they can put them in the clothes, because ironically, I have a lot of newborn baby clothes from Reece that happen to fit perfectly on the baby doll, so it's every kid's dream. And so the baby dolls have kind of just made their way down into the playroom even when the girls aren't here. And Reece now will sit and hold the dolls, look at the dolls, carry the dolls with him when he's crawling around. And so I think it's kind of cool that he's starting to really show an interest in them. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be a hand-me-down baby doll like we have, but I definitely think that you should explore that option. We have his little Mason doll, which is like a smaller version of a baby doll, which he also loves, that I've talked about how it really does go everywhere with him. So think about getting a baby doll. Reese loves his stacking cups. I believe ours are from the brand Mushy. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but they're awesome. So technically you could also use them as a bath toy because they are waterproof and they do have little things that will kind of dribble the water through. But we use ours for dry play down in the playroom, and Reese really likes when I build the tower up and he can swat it away, and then he will also chew on the cups as well. So definitely grab some stacking cups. Keeping on the toy trend, we also have a hammer and peg. He will definitely try and hammer it. He doesn't necessarily always get it, but he also enjoys pulling the pegs out. So again, it's working on the hand-to-eye coordination. And then we also have a like roller shape sorter that's from Melissa and Doug. He really enjoys when I push it to him and he rolls it back and I push it and we do that back and forth. And then I'll unscrew the top and he'll get to look at the different shapes and the different colors and things like that. So that has worked out really well for us as well. And then the last toy that he has really shown an interest in is actually a toy that I had thrifted. It is a Love Every tissue box, but you can grab a bunch of these on Amazon for relatively cheap, but it just really works on pulling out the different tissues. He likes chewing on them, of course, and then I put them back in the box for him and he just will like pull them out all day long. So think about getting the tissue box. They seem to really like it. And that's pretty much it for the 9 to 10 month essentials. Really, like I've said, it's really kind of just revolved around upping his play a little bit for more movement and working on different ways to kind of make feeding easier and less stressful. So I hope this helps you. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.